Hi, my name is Goldman, and I'm an attorney with Goldman Associates. Today I'd like to talk to you about enforcement. And when I talk about enforcement, I'm specifically referring to today to the enforcement of custody orders. Now, you could have two types of custody orders that are subject to enforcement: physical custody and legal custody. If you have a situation where you have physical custody of the child and yet the child goes to mom, for example, mom won't give the child back, or child visits on an extended vacation with dad, dad won't send the child home, then you need to enforce your physical custody order. And to do that, your lawyers will have to file motions before the court to show cause while the other party should not be held in contempt for violating the court's order. Now, in addition to this coming up in the context of physical custody, a parent can violate legal custody also. I'll give an example. One of the main decisions that we have to make about children is education. So in a joint custodial situation with respect to legal custody, the parties have to weigh in on where we're sending little Billy to school. Is he going to private school? Is he going to public school? Which public school is he going to? Who's paying for it? How are we going to do that? All these decisions regarding the education of the child are part of the legal custody, and in a joint situation, those should be shared. So how does that work? Parties have joint legal custody. They have a scholastic decision to make. They sit down, they talk about it. They try to work it out, try to come up with a compromise. They hear each other out and decide what's in the best interest of their child. That's how it should work. When it falls apart, here's what happens. They can't agree on what school system to send the child, so mom ups and picks up the child and it just unilaterally enrolls him someplace. A dad decides he wants a child out of the public school system, signs him up for private school. Without the consent of the other parent, that's never going to go. So here's what will happen. The offended parent will no doubt file a motion, ask the court to hold the other party in contempt for violating the legal custody order, which requires consent. Now the other party might say, well, what am I supposed to do? School's starting and she won't consent. Well, here's what you're supposed to do. You don't take matters into your own hands. You go to your lawyer. Your lawyer will file an appropriate motion saying that the parties have joint legal and they cannot agree, so therefore we require the court to make a choice of school, for example. To make the court make the decision that the parties cannot agree on. That's the appropriate way to do it. Self-help is hardly ever the right way to go when you have that kind of dispute. If you have any questions about that, reach out, and of course we'll be glad to help you out. If you found this helpful, please like, comment, and share.